Wagwan people, we back again united in the tropics. Me and my guy CM. We have special guest today, King KB and my guy Chino. What y'all saying?
Big up.
Big up, everyone. Big up, man.
Yeah, man. Yo, big up everyone to hear early, the people that came in and dropped the like and all that. Love for that still, people. Where do we begin, bro? The weekend was not weekending for us, fam. It was it was it was a bit bittersweet still. Can't lie. Can't lie, can't lie.
You know what made it worse? It was the early Sunday game, so you had to let that one simmer for the rest of your weekend, and it was a bitter way to end the weekend, man. I mean, the performance lacked so much, man. Lacked so much. It was disappointing. Like, I don't know about you guys, but no, I wasn't expected to win against Manchester City. Hell no, because we already know how good that team is already, especially with their additions over the summer. But in terms of your output, your effort levels, and what you can offer to the game as a group, as individuals, it just wasn't there. And it brought me all the way back to the start of the season and last season, because that is what we were accustomed to seeing: a lack of effort, a lack of application, a lack of doing the basics right. And if you can't do that, you're gonna struggle competing with the bottom team in the league, much less the best team in England.
Yeah, that is true. My thing was, it still was better off the game was on Sunday than Saturday, first game on Saturday. That would have had me all the way pissed. You know what it is for you to wake up early Saturday morning and your whole weekend is done for? Nah. The Sunday game, you're gonna be pissed, but yo, weekend over, still new week I go on, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah.
it wasn't looking good, fam. What are you saying, King? What it?
I'm just basically saying everything that you guys are saying. The worst part about it is it's starting to happen too often. Hopefully this is the last one of those drummings, but in the last 18 months especially, we've been accustomed to having people put four past us: 5-1s, 4-2s, 4-1s, 6-3s, 6-1s. It just speaks to the mental aspect of the game for these guys. Their mental frailties, for lack of a better term. And just like you said, half of my weekend botched. But we playing 2, sometimes 3 times a week, so there's always another chance to go again. Hopefully, we don't have to keep going through this though.
True. What you saying, Chino?
Yeah, bro, we beginning to open up like the gal in my back road in Jamaica, bro. Like, even like it's mad. It's just we just getting spanked left and right. Like, nah, it's when it's leaking for us. Like that's what I've noticed. Like, it's tight or it's loose. Like just when it's leaking, it's just leaking for us. Like just
Yo, that leaking is like CM plumbing, fam. This thing leaking, fam.
Hey, respect me, fam. I see people trying to say I'm trying to patch things up with duct tape. I ain't using none of that, fam. Respect my
Yo,
thing.
the duct tape not enough, It's mad.
No, that's what we've been trying to do. We've been trying to do a CM, trying to duct tape.
Hey,
listen, at least we need to get some. What's that one? Where you see the commercial where they slap it on?
Oh yeah, what is it called? Is it Flexi Seal or something like that?
Yeah, the Flexi
Flexi
Seal.
Seal, man. They slap that shit on.
Slap it on there.
Better than the duct tape, because the flex tape that you don't get no leakage. So
Yo, CM, you need to get some Flex Seal, man.
yeah, brother. Nah, it's been. But I'm not overreacting. I mean.
What going there?
Yo, hey, listen, what I'm saying is the powers that be. Yeah, you disrespect
Yo, man,
the
like
plumber
CM
boy.
shut him down, Man,
You
like
disrespect
CM
the
shut him
plumber
down.
boy, you're gonna get handled with. Big up Chino, man.
Oh,
Big
shit.
up, Chino.
They took him out, fam. They're like,
5
you
minutes
coming
in.
for the plumber, yeah? Taking him out, fam.
5 minutes in, just like the derby, man.
You good?
Yeah, nah, Tariq hit my internet, man.
Man like Tariq, affecting people far and wide, bro.
No, but yeah, man. So yeah, we just need I'm not overreacting. I mean, if I can see it without a manager credential, I'm pretty sure the manager can see what needs to happen, and players need to take responsibility.
Yeah.
Maybe it's because they just came back from holiday. And there's no excuse. There shouldn't be any excuses because the Man City players still they just came back from holidays too. But um, we haven't played a Premier League game for
In a
what?
month.
Yeah, and we missed our last two Premier League games. And yeah, the game we played, who did we play? Sheriff. Like, it wasn't really, you
Mhm.
know what I'm saying. So yeah, man. But they will get back in the groove, and manager should definitely make some changes. And yeah, probably we won't be leaking like that.
Yeah, but to be honest, yeah, it was a sticky one still watching the game, fam. I can't lie, bro. Because obviously we ain't played for time, so you was thinking that we need to get a little momentum at least to go into games like this, even though form goes out of the window when it comes to derby games. Brother, these guys have a nuclear bomb up front, fam.
Yeah, you know what happened though. You know what that guy. Let's not speak
Yeah,
about that guy.
that guy, fam.
Let's just say Roy Keane should have went for the balls, but
Oh man.
you know what it is though. You see, our players, right? The wingers, they did not help the fullback, and then the referee did not help us. Like a derby game, bro. And Jack Grealish does get touched, but he does like flip and roll, like do that extra stuff in it. And that yellow card, 1 minute
I think it was
30
Dalo.
second
Was
into the
Dalo, yeah?
game. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that set the tone because now
Mm.
Dallo is like, man, I'm already on a yellow 1 minute into the game. I can't touch nobody. And then Varane next to him, Varane was already sleepwalking. He's like, I can't touch nobody because he gave him a yellow already. If I touch somebody, I'm going to get it. And then Martinez probably thinking the same. Malacia probably thinking. The whole team now is like, oh, we got to chill out because this ref is not playing. 1 minute and we already, one of our players on a yellow card already. Like, that set the tone for the game. So that because people like football, it's a mental game. It's played up top. You know what I'm saying? And if that's the mentality our players is thinking, like, yo, damn, yellow card 1 minute, we can't really. So nobody was really crunching into tackles, like letting anyone feel them in the city team. Because even that goal, right, that sick cross by De Bruyne.
Mhm.
You see Sancho sprint, look at it, sprint and caught up to him and just like backed off and give him the space to just cross it. Like he could have just slid in and like try and nick the ball off him. Like he just backed off. So I think it was that played a part in it. I don't know what you might think.
See, I see what you're saying there, and the fact that Ten Hag is really naive, It's like
Mm-hmm.
the brother, he and understand as every manager has their style of play, how they want to do things, but he, he needs to adapt and understand. You look how we set up for Arsenal and Liverpool. We was compact, we was tight, and we stick to it, and everyone was working hard because even in that game, I saw Anthony sprinting back and tackling people. We played City, and you tried to play possession against them, man. Them. Wrong game plan, fam. Our midfield, we had two people in midfield, McTominay and Ericsson, because Bruno is always up there as a second striker. Brother, we was wide open, fam. Them man was running train through us. I'm telling you, it was just train settings. All day, train was just running. All day, fam. Because, bro, every time they had the ball, they ran straight through. They ran straight through. McTominay couldn't get near them. As you call him Iron Man can't keep up with this, bro. Because
Facts.
City will pass all around you, fam. He couldn't keep up with that. So I think that was the wrong idea, trying to play possession with a bit of a counter attack. Because City basically beat us as our own game. They killed us on the counter, fam. Every single time they killed us on it. They
Mm-hmm.
killed us on it because our attacks broke down so quick because they were pressing and they was winning the ball back. And our final passes, Bruno, I don't know where these passes was going to, bro, but it was not going to our place, man.
Mm-mm.
And they just picked it off, right back up the pitch they went with it. It was not looking good, though. It was not looking good. As Nick's saying there, we need to see how adaptable he is, though. He'll have to change his game plan up ever so slightly. I'm not saying that his game plan is shit, because when it works, it works. But against these certain teams in the Premier League, you need to understand personnel might need to change, and certain way I want to play, I have to adjust it to suit these man, because it's not going to work, fam. It's not going to work.
And one thing I'll say about the lineups as well, obviously we've seen in the Premier League, he's stuck to a specific lineup. He's gonna need to start rotating that team, because the more the season goes on, with the schedule we've got before and after the World Cup, games are going to be coming very fast. So you have to get the best out of everybody in that group. So if you got guys sitting on the bench and then all of a sudden they're coming into the team, and us as fans watching the game are wondering why they're not living up to expectations or doing what they need to do, it's because they're not fit enough to play a full match. They're not experienced enough or have worked enough in game scenarios to understand what they need to do and thrive in their position. So that's where the rotation needs to start coming in from now, and hopefully after this game, Eric Ten Hag has seen that. And yeah, as opposed to the lineup and how we played against City, once again, for me, we've got to look for stability in the midfield, because we saw last season teams run, like what Reader said, teams running for us like a train, and we ain't stopping nobody. Scott McTominay, we gave him a little bit of praise as of recent because he improved. But is that the improvement that warrants starting every week? Hell no. And then you got Christian Eriksen next to him. We need guys in the midfield, especially in the Premier League, with a lot of athletes, with a lot of teams that are focused in the middle of the park, looking to exploit other people's weaknesses. We need athletes in there who are able to run up and down the pitch and keep up with the speed of the game. And we lacked that control in the middle of the park in any area of the pitch against Manchester City. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Eriksen's a brilliant player. But I remember Chino even saying it at the start of the season. He's too slow. Mm-hmm. He lacks the speed to keep up, especially in those fast-paced, intense games. He's brilliant on ball. He can pick out any pass when he has the time. But what if you don't have the time? That's when the problems arise. And we've seen that too many times with Manchester United over the years. Guys that just are not able to thrive when on the ball in highly pressured situations.
Mm-hmm.
Just to I'm gonna let King speak, but just to touch on what he said, fam, I saw De Bruyne moving left Eriksen, fam. De Bruyne, and he is not quick. De Bruyne is not quick, and I saw him move and leave Eriksen. I'm like, yeah, nah, this brother is too slow.
That's facts.
You know what? Go ahead, kid.
No, I was just to CM's point that there's two things that strike me, right? You want a bit of stubbornness in your manager. I think that's what makes great managers great managers. Same thing with athletes. You know what I mean? You want an unhealthy level of stubbornness in backing yourself. But it's different when Erik ten Hag comes out before he plays his first Premier League match and says Pep Guardiola was kind of surprised and bamboozled by the league a little bit, and he had to make adjustments. So if he's wise enough to sit there and say, "Oh, the Premier League is a little bit different," and even great managers like Pep Guardiola kind of got smacked when they first came into the league, and he's doing the same types of things. It's a little alarming. You know what I mean? Especially when you put that on top of the fact that do we have, outside of that starting 11, we don't have anything going on. And we got games every 4 days, like Brush just said. That's the scary part. We need 2 first 11s. We barely have one. Iron Man and the double pivot for offensive purposes makes sense, but everything else is a shambles. It's not going to work. I would drop him immediately, so then you at least have another bench player that you can trust, or if you're playing Europa League. But the amount of players that we have that we don't trust, on top of Ten Hag saying, you can't get giddy, can't get caught with your pants down and your hands up. And that's exactly what he did. So it's those two things are a little disheartening and a little alarming, but I think we're going to be all right.
You know what, King? I hear you. I hear you. And the pivot, our midfield pivot needs to be if Ten Hag want to start like shutting up shop, it needs to be the Brazilian BBL back there. It needs to be the Brazilians back there.
Nah, that's facts though.
Because one is just going to sit and destroy everything that comes around, and the other one is gonna try his best to not make anything come back there. He's just
Hmm.
gonna run around. And up in the middle in front of them, you need Ericsson. Ericsson needs to play because but you need to rotate him and Bruno. But the thing is, he
Thank
keeps
you.
he keeps. I mean, I guess that like Brush said, the Ajax. Though I was watching the UV when they talked about him, he is stubborn. He won't throw his players under the bus publicly, and he will keep rewarding. Like he won't change a winning team unless injuries and stuff like that. So I get all of that, but like you were saying, you can't like you saw what Pep happened to Pep. You can't be that naive, bro. Like you have to know that okay, I guess Scott McTominay and Ericsson been winning, but this ain't Leicester. This ain't Southampton. Like and even Arsenal. Because I we don't want to say, but let's be honest. If Thomas Partey was playing, that midfield battle would have been a different story against Arsenal.
Hmm. Yeah, yeah, I agree.
I'm telling you,
I
man,
agree.
you see what Chino said there. I know. Oh, you dipped again. I know you, man. Keep
Mm,
telling me I have an agenda against Bruno. It's not one agenda. The guy ain't that guy, fam. I
There's
think.
fire at this internet company, bro. This is not the right move today.
I think
No.
if we take Ericsson, play Ericsson in the 10, fam, I think we get more out of it because that way he don't have to do the constant running and trying to defend. And this is why I'm saying I think we should play a 4-3-3 instead of a 4-2-3-1. I
mhm.
know it's flexible and it could change the same way, but if we have one person that guaranteed sitting, so we have one person sitting, we know we have the two center backs going to be behind that person. Wing backs could go forward. You have one person in the midfield, like we were talking about with Fred, providing the energy and the work rate. They just closing people down and just win the ball, pass it off, and we still have someone creative going forward with the front three. I think that's more efficient than playing two of these men and have them sitting there doing a mazzoline and getting run through like trains. And then up front, we have one brother that can't keep the ball. So what we doing? What we
And
doing? Because we giving
Yeah.
Bruno the ball and he can't pass it to no one and he can't keep it. So what we doing?
Hmm.
it's a myth that Casemiro can't pass and he's not good on the ball. I don't know who say that. He's not no Frankie De Jong or no Paul Pogba carrying it out from deep, but the guy can pass. He's not just gonna kick the ball away to the other team or like he can pass. He can pick a pass out because we saw that pass he picked out um in Brazil. Like he do that. He was doing that at Real Madrid. His most recent game he started for Brazil when they won an international. I don't know if y'all seen that pass. He picked a pass out for really saw it for Brazil first goal, and Rafinha scored it. It was a real good pass from deep. So the myth that Casemiro can't pass, blah blah blah, is he's not gonna be able to play the way he can pass and he can pick a line breaking pass out. So yeah, they need to stop that myth, man, and just get the guy in the team.
Bro, getting him in the team, what he's going to bring experience. He's going to bring experience,
Mhm.
leadership, and he has that mentality. The guy wants to win. But ever since he jumped in the team for us, he just let's say he needs a run of games. Okay, let's say that he's a seasoned professional, so we wouldn't think that he needs a run of games. But let's say he needs a run of games, brother. When you get these run of games, you better work your ass off, bro, and show something because what he's been showing so far, he ain't showing nothing, bro. I'm not saying that he's been given enough time to do a mad thing, but he ain't showing nothing special.
For me in his cameos, probably the biggest problem I've seen with Casemiro is that whenever he's been pressed, he's diddy-daddied on the ball a lot, and whenever he's been pressed, he gets himself into trouble. And that's not the first time we've said that about players, you know.
And
We've had that same problem with the likes of Paul Pogba, you know, diddy-daddying on the
okay,
ball, taking too much time and then losing it and putting more pressure on the defense.
I got a question for you, CM. And when Casemiro comes on, what midfielder been playing 90 minutes and been in the pivot with him? Who was playing with Paul Pogba in the pivot? You have to remember, in Brazil team and in Real Madrid team, when Casemiro gets the ball, Cruz and Magic is coming to get the ball. In France team, when Pogba
But
Boy,
the Wi-Fi getting him
that boy
today.
internet is getting touched.
Having a nightmare.
Yeah, I don't know. You might need to go to Nippon still, big man. It's not looking good out there. You might need to do some smoke signal or something.
Yeah, and the worst part about it was he was spitting facts too. Like,
Exactly. I 100% hear what you're saying though, because you look at a guy like Scott McTominay, Fred. Those guys don't want to receive the ball, bro. They're hiding.
Yeah, Scott hides, and he puts himself in positions to not receive the ball. Let me get on the striker. It's wild. And Fred on the half turn is a myth. Like it's absolutely disgusting. So when you put things in perspective, Fred can't receive the ball, but he's there for the work rate.
Am I back?
Yeah,
go ahead. Finish your point, Gino.
Nah, I was spitting too. You know, I'm not doing this with this internet today. No, so you see what I'm saying, CM? Who was in the midfield with Pogba? Like, you cannot have these guys with a player that's shying away from the ball. Like, I'm not trying to pick on anyone because I haven't called any name. But when you're in the midfield, you need your partner to show. Like, the other person in the pivot have to be smart enough, and that guy doesn't have the IQ of players like Cruz and Madrid.
That is true. It is true.
100.
It is true. You see, my thing with McMuffin is that to me, his game is limited. He's not no defensive player. He's not a good attacking player. But what the guy offers you, this is what I see offers you, is a late run. You know like what Gundogan does for City. Not the work set, not the skill set. Don't get me wrong. Don't take this out of context, people. Not the skill set, but the aspect of just arriving late. That's all I see the guy, and he's physical. That's all he offers, bro. Other than that, if you look at McTominay, bro, he offers you nothing defensively because he can't really defend. He just kicks people, which is a mad thing. And then if you're looking for him to go forward, he can't dribble. He can't really progress the ball because he passes it to everybody but us. So he don't really offer anything special. But I see why people play, why they want to play him in the team. You know what? He have heart and a bunch of energy. He will just run and kick you all over the pitch. That's all he offers you, bro.
I'm telling
Other than
you,
that, the brother does nothing, bro.
Bro, I know my WWE people get this, bro. He's just Drew McIntyre, fam, looking to Claymore kick everybody, bro.
I don't know who that brother is. I don't know who that brother is.
No, it's facts. He's 6'4". He has like 2 sets of lungs. To be fair to him, the one thing that I think he can do is if he's in the right position, I think he does have a little bit of a shot on him. I don't trust him to progress the ball to those positions, but if he is in the right place, he does have a little bit of a shot on him. That's the only thing that I could say outside of God-given talents like athleticism, height.
Yo, Vaughn is not slander, you know. I'm just saying, homeboy don't really offer nothing like that, though. Ain't no really no slander on McTominay. Because if you pay close attention to me, people say I don't like no one at United, fam. It's not that I don't like them. I like football played a certain way. McTominay just he don't fit the bill for me still. But we winning games, all well and good. But sometimes the way United win games is not sustainable. If you go what I'm saying. You win a game 1-0, but the team you played against had all the possession and they had like 50 shots against you. That's not sustainable.
Yeah,
because there was going to be one game like what we played against City where you're going to get peppered.
I agree. That's why Conte goes from club to club to club because it's the same thing. His play style isn't sustainable. You'll win in the short term, but it'll do something to you. That play style, that negative football, isn't sustainable. It's slightly different, but I feel the same way about Conte jumping from club to club. It's not his the way he's set up. It's not sustainable. So it's the same with Scott. I think enough is enough with this Scott McTominay stuff. He had his flowers. Enough's enough. Let's bring in. We got to revamp that midfield.
All right, Vaughn, break. If you want to jump on to have your say with Scott, it's cool. I'll let you come on. It's cool because we value everyone's opinion. Everyone have what they want to say. So if you have a different opinion on how Scott is and all that, you know, it's calm. But my honest opinion, he ain't United level. He ain't United level.
You know, and this is the thing that I've always stuck on. He can be a Manchester United player, but just not a starter week in, week out. We need to rotate. We need to have personnel that do different jobs for different games. And for me, Scott McTominay is more so a guy. He's thrived when given the chance to be up there, high up the pitch, as the late runners, you guys are saying, somebody that can impact, maybe get you a goal or two, a few goals during the season. And that's an impact type player. But when you're making his primary role as a holding midfielder, a guy who's sitting deep and has to defend, that's where you get a lot of his deficiencies coming out. Because like you said, he's not particularly an excellent tackler of the ball. Positional wise, not great either. He's okay, but not amazing. So he's not a specialist in that position. And unfortunately, when you do face the top teams, when you face a lot of teams, especially in the modern day of football, just with how systems have developed over the years, you need specialists in certain positions to be able to understand their role and play it to the T.
Hear this out. Hear me out, right? Just hear me out there, guys. Let's say Fred was 6'4" with the physicality of McTominay. People be going crazy, you know. He has the energy. He has the desire to go forward and do things. He just can't really do it. But he has the desire to go do these things. And he will cover every blade of grass on the pitch. He harasses everyone. He tries to break stuff up. But he's so small. Everyone just, Fred, get out of the way, man. Imagine Fred trying to defend against Haaland. Oh, that's not going to end well. That's not going to end well, fam. Not going to look good, fam. But I'm just saying, McTominay just gets... This is all Jose's fault, you know. This bloody Jose and Fergie, bro. Talking about this guy's going to be the future. Get that guy out, man. Yep. I'm no big fan of Casemiro. Don't get me wrong, but, yo, give him a chance, fam. Because now we talk about Donny is surplus to requirements. Yo, it's not looking good.
But at the same time, you know, I'm willing to acknowledge that the circumstances, not just on the pitch, but off of the pitch, are impacting what we're seeing from a lot of the players, whether they're gone, whether they've left Manchester United now, or whether they're still here. I feel like everything that's going on around the club, how the club's run, and everything from the ownership to the board and everyone in the footballing department, how the teams are put together, the chop and changing of managers, everything that's going on and how the club itself are being treated, it impacts on the way that the football team is performing and how we can get the best out of all of our players. We've seen for far too long now, we talk about a lot of guys being inconsistent. Of course, it's down to the players a little bit to bring things out of themselves, but at the same time, you need stability within that manager's position, the coaching staff, and everybody involved to get the best out of your individuals so they can strive and thrive as a team.
You see, this is what you say here, right? You really think McTominay is the reason why these players can play high up the pitch? You can't leave McTominay one-on-one to defend no one, and you can't depend on him. If the defenders are under pressure and they give McTominay the ball, because that's what a DM job is to do, is to win the ball and passes it off. When McTominay gets the ball back from the defenders, let's say they want to relieve pressure, they want to pass the ball around, and they pass the ball to him, it's either his first touch going to be shit, or this passing decision going to be a problem. So I don't see him being the reason why we could play high up the pitch. I don't
Willis,
know.
you got time today.
Is that?
You got time today.
Yeah.
I ain't about to be arguing with nobody about Scott McTominay, fam. You got time, bro.
Yeah, I got time
I ain't
today.
got time because like okay. This is what I have to tell all the Scott McTominay lover, right? Since the first day, since that clip of Jose and Sir Alex Ferguson, Man United haven't won a trophy since then. And who've been the main denominator in the team? Who's been starting over people like Matic, Pogba, like all these guys? Who's been starting? Scott McTominay, and we haven't picked up a trophy. Not saying it's his fault. Not saying it's his fault, but it's just showing you we want trophies with Fellaini. We can't win a trophy with goddamn Scott McTominay.
Big up, Bobby. That is true. Nah. Get out of here with the Scott Pirlo. Get out of here, fam.
These men,
Pirlo.
they just get gassed because he bunny hop around the field, and he would launch into some people and make a few tackles, and shout and scream and tell the ref F off, and they just get gassed about that. Like that's all he offered.
All right. I see what you're saying here, Nick, but you say he's doing the job of two, right? Basically, I don't see how he's doing the job of two because he's not there to progress the. You see, everything will still come back to this Bruno guy. You know, this Bruno guy. Everyone thinks you play him high up the pitch, he offers more in terms of output for us and giving us that output, but he limits the rest of the team. All right, football is based on 11 players on the pitch and what you do on and off the ball. Our off the ball is the worst thing ever, fam. We all over the place, and the front four, it's like they forgot they're playing with some people behind them. They forget they're playing with people behind them. If you don't come back and help close down space, you're making it even harder for them. So if Bruno Fernandes is ahead of this midfield pivot here, and he don't come back to drop in to help these man, it's done for, bro. Train station open, bro, 24/7. And every train is passing full. They ain't stopping, fam. It's mad. It's mad. They got Bobby. The hair. What do you mean? I don't know what you mean by the hair. What's going on there?
Wait, what was our last final? That's the Europa League, right? Correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes.
And who was that against? Who was that against?
Is that
Villarreal.
Villarreal?
Villarreal. How was Scott McTominay man of the match?
Oh, I know what you talk. I know what they're talking about here. Let me tell you what go on there. In that game, the only reason why some people said he was man of the match is because at the second half of the game, he decided to show more passion and run around and kick people and tackle and try to win the ball. Because in the first half, no one was doing anything.
Weren't the game
half,
dead? The whole game was dead.
The game was dead because that Oli gonna Wally, fam.
And
decided to make substitution 101st minute. Waste, man.
The Scott McTominay love is crazy. There's a lot of things out there to ride. There's planes, there's bicycle, there's bike, but this man riding Scott McTominay.
Wait. You actually looking up Scott Mc?
Nah, man.
Are you from Scotland?
Has to be.
Then why are you defending Scott here? This is mad. I ain't never seen no one defend Scott like this.
That's Jose's burner.
Yeah.
Nah, I never seen no one defend Scott like this, bro.
That's Jose's burner account.
Shut up, Crab. I never seen no one defend McTominay like this. This is mad, bro.
He should be on the bench with Fred and with Bruno or Eriksson.
This is true. And they don't play no fluidity. That's the same thing I'm saying. Bruno is up here. He's basically the second striker. Mm-hmm. The pivot is down here. When we lose the ball, he moans, throw his hands up in the air, do a mad thing. Rashford digs a little jog back. Whoever's on the other side does whatever they do. If the striker is Ronaldo, he ain't moving. And what's going on then? The two in the pivot, they're on their own, fam.
Mm-hmm.
They're on their own.
Mm-hmm.
They're on their own.
That's facts.
Neither for them McTominay do that. That is true. We guarantee that. Fred offers more. We're still using the synergy. Facts. 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 I get why you started with Tony. Anyone that brings to bring on Casemiro. Very natural CDM we have. All right, let me see this one here. I know. Man said the gospel
The
of
gospel,
McTominay, you
nah.
know. Hey, get out of here, Vaughn. This guy, Vaughn, you know. Yo, big up yourself, Vaughn. You taking the absolute piss, fam. Make sure and like and subscribe to things still. Love for coming through, though. Even though you're moving mad at this McTominay thing. But big up yourself, man.
I got half a mind to think he was just trolling you. Like,
You have to be trolling. Ain't no way this guy defending McTominay like that. Never.
the gospel of McTominay, man. Come on.
Ericsson, Bruno, not both. That's what I want. But,
Facts.
yo, I'm not allowed to say it. I want Ericsson play the 10.
Me too. Over Bruno. Because at least you know Ericsson knows the system and can recycle and keep ball. Like, I want him to be in that free role of a 3 or that number 10 if we're playing a double pivot. Because he'll at least be able to keep the ball and recycle the ball.
Yeah. It's
Do y'all know Vaughn? CM, do y'all know Vaughn?
No, but Nick's in the mix. He does breakdowns, I believe.
Oh, he does breakdowns on videos.
So he should be doing one later. So we'll have to watch that one.
Slap your link to your chat if you're still here. Slap your link to your channel here. I'll pull one of your videos up right now. If I see McTominay, I'm not watching. I'm telling you the truth, Vaughn. If I see McTominay in it, I ain't watching.
But yeah, man, it's a tough one, isn't it? Because I think what's important now, especially us as fans, we have to focus on the team as a collective and also the other elements of the club, because it's easy to speak about one player, your McTominays. A lot of people speaking on Maguire, obviously, what they was talking about on Monday Night Football regarding him and abuse again and stuff like that. But I feel like all of this kind of stuff is distracting. Think about how the hashtags of Glazers out was very strong earlier on in the season with the protest online on Twitter. It was trending, and now it's almost like it's gone right back down again, which is almost like the cycle. When you think about it, usually it'd be the summer of Glazers out, and then as soon
4 wins, CM.
Yeah,
4 wins.
That's
what he's doing. 4 wins.
Exactly. So, the people need to be able to stick to what matters and the true priorities of the football club. Because if we keep on doing this individualism thing and focus on one player and getting angry all the time and looking at this guy and blaming this guy, blaming that guy, we're just gonna go in a vicious cycle of anger and disappointment. That's what's been happening for the last several years, and it's got us nowhere. We've seen managers come and go. We've seen players come and go. Some players have become scapegoats due to the bad form and the bad situations. We saw Bruno go from a guy that was almost a cult hero to a guy that's a scapegoat. Pogba became that for many people in the fan base. Obviously, Harry Maguire, strong scapegoat. And once again, you can criticize a person's performance and form. Well, abuse is something else that can't be the case. And
yo, man, like
Botswana
Papi. What you saying, G? What you saying, my guy?
Yeah, man. Look, that's the thing. You have to focus on the collective now, Manchester United as a whole. Because if we do keep on, trying to single out individuals and say, this is this person's fault and that person's fault, we'll never be able to focus on the true issue.
Yeah.
It starts at the very top. The Glazers don't give a damn. So it makes it really, really hard to go every level under it. And that's the problem. It starts at the very top. If you know that the people who's writing your checks could care less as long as you come in forth for their money, how do you continuously get yourself up for it?
Exactly. But this question here from next day. What are you, man, ideal midfield 3? What's our ideal midfield three right now?
Casemiro, Fred, and Ericsson.
All right. What are you saying, King?
I'd go the same exact thing. Casemiro's the 6. Fred is the 8 for the energy, and the other 8 is going to be Ericsson, but give him more of a free role because he doesn't have the legs.
What are you saying, Sam?
I would agree with that. With Fred, once again, the rotations there with Scott McTominay. Because if you put him in a position where he can all of a sudden advance forward, you got Casemiro sitting, he's a more dangerous player. But for me, playing Ericsson and Bruno in the same midfield, I'm looking at them both as center attacking midfielders. For me, in a number 8 position, it can't work, especially with Ericsson. Once again, because of his pace and his lack of physicality in the midfield, he needs to be in a central position where he can receive the ball, come and receive it, and advance the ball forward in a high position. But with Ericsson, he will be able to play number 8 in some games, and we've seen that. But in a lot of the Premier League games, the top teams and stuff like that, the energetic midfields and the physical midfields, he won't be able to continue in that position.
Whoa. Yeah? Is this from the Premier League itself, Paxton? Huh. Okay then. I mean, all right. Vaughan hates David De Gea. Oh my days, this Vaughan brother. I need to get on with this Vaughan brother.
Apparently, he wanted us to sign Harry Winks. Yep, that's all. Yep.
Wow.
You want Harry Winks? Oh, who is this? Nah. You see this Vaughan guy? Nah. Get Vaughan out, fam. Vaughan is a fraud.
We definitely need to watch this because it's good to see different perspectives in the end of the day.
Nah, I'm watching this.
we may mock people sometimes, but it's good to see different perspectives because that can even make us alter our opinions on certain players.
Yeah, what you saying, Botswana Papi? You want to jump on? Let me know. I'll drop you the link. We have 20 minutes. Let me know if you want to jump on, my G.
Mm-hmm.
I remember. Yeah, Glaze every single day, Knicks. Glaze
every day.
Out. Get these frauds out. For me, my midfield will be the same thing. But get this, right? With one exception, yeah. If this guy by the name of Bruno had something up here, fam, and is a lot more disciplined, I play him as an 8. You know why? He's full of energy. The brother will run for days. He will get forward and backward, but you have to be disciplined. He's not disciplined. All he wants to do is go forward and score a goal. Brother, you need to help too, fam. We don't have the best GM in Scott McTominay sitting there. You need to come back. Come back.
You know what it is, realist? Like Casemiro, Bruno, and Ericsson could work if, like you're saying, Bruno uses his head and be disciplined. And it will have to be the manager to tell Bruno, listen, Ericsson is going to be the higher one up the pitch. You're going to be box to box. I need you energy and creating, but more energy. And Bruno would have to put his ego aside and know, hey, listen, I'm not the most creative output right now.
Yeah,
okay.
But the numbers, though, Chino, the numbers is what's getting to that brother head, fam. Remember, this first season, he did the mad thing.
Martial told man, F off, bruv. F off, bruv. I would have a golden boot, but I've been giving you all these penalties for years.
Remember what Martial told him on the plane? In preseason, remember what he told him on the plane?
Mm-hmm.
Get me some assists. That's what he told him on the plane. Get me some assists. Because this boy ain't passing the ball. I'm going next stream right now. I'm listening to you guys. Yo, big up yourself, G. He told him, get me some assists, fam. That's what he said. You see this guy Crab here talking about Haaland messed us up so much I lost my hair. You're a fraud, fam.
Oh,
Let's
that's crazy.
Yeah, I don't want Milinkovic Savage at all, Paul. Let me tell you about that, brother. That boy has been playing us like a violin for the past 3 years, bro. He needs to piss off, fam.
Since Jose era, right?
I don't want that, brother.
Yeah.
Like I'm listening to the midfield. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I ain't having that, fam. I'm not having that, bro.
Boy, Crab is Paul Kemp.
No. Crab is Lucas.
I agree with you though. If we could get Bruno to play more like Ander Herrera used to play, especially like during lockdown, that's exactly the kind of Bruno Fernandes that we need. I don't think he has the brain. I'm not even sure if he has the technical ability, because when I watch him, I think he plays hot potato with the football because he doesn't believe in his own feet or his brain to a certain extent. But if we could get him operating anything like Ander Herrera used to, especially during COVID when we had that balance of Pogba, Matic, and Herrera, that's the type of balance that we need now.
I think a
Yeah.
big thing for him also is somebody needs to teach him how to learn to control his emotions and channel that in a positive way on the football pitch. Because we saw against Manchester City once again, and this is not the first time we've seen this, him losing his head and letting his emotions get the best of him in a game, whether it be arguing with the referee and doing numerous other things. If you're going to be a standing captain and you're going to lead this team, you need to do it the correct way. And that's by using your emotions and channeling that to uplift your troops and not,
Yes,
you
sir.
know,
Yeah.
not have a lack of encouragement. Because when you see players going like this and going to the referee, yelling in their ears and all of that stuff there, maybe that may motivate some people, but especially with the personnel that we have, understanding their mental strength and toughness in the moment, you need to be able to be stronger
That's
to
why.
uplift the troops around you.
That's why people might say, yo, you old timeish. That's why I like football from back in the day, bro. You see, man like Yap Stam and Rooney led by example. And brother, when you playing shit, these men are on your case, fam. Yo, step your shit up, fam. What you doing? You get me? These men are on your case, big man, because you playing crap. That means someone else has to pick up your slack. You get me? So they have to pick up your slack. So that means it's basically one less man accountable for, because the opponents basically have one man extra. Because you playing shit, we have to come pick up for your shit and try to cover your role and all this. So, brother, it's like playing with a man down, fam. It's mad.
Yeah,
It's mad.
yeah, I agree. The captaincy's been an issue for a long time. You talked about some captains that we had that won stuff that were great captains. As of late, our captains that I can remember, last 4 or 5 years, you'd have to pick your captain up off the ground and help him get to the level. I remember Harry Maguire as a captain. We were playing with a man down and a captain down. Ashley Young towards the end of his career, Valencia towards the end of his career. They were the captains and they couldn't do their jobs.
Bun Ashley Young, bruv. If I ever catch him in the street, I'm slapping him. Bruv, man was the captain and say, I want to leave in January, bro.
Disgusting.
Our captain, bro. That was
Disgusting.
disgusting, bro.
Yeah, I agree. So that just goes to show you our captains as of late. It's like you're playing with a man down, and then your captain is that man down. It's insult to injury.
And David De Gea, when he had the captain, Ali stripped man because man
Speaking the truth.
called him
Speaking
out.
truth.
And that's what's wrong with the club. That is what's
PRFC,
wrong.
fam. PRFC.
That you see people higher up probably told him to do it because it was like, there's no way David De Gea is coming out and airing out our empty laundry.
You know what? You remember this, yeah? People was upset when Ollie stripped the hair because he's speaking the truth. When Ralph started speaking the truth, they mad at him. Why is he being so blunt? You can't please these people, fam.
People started turning against him. Look, say what you want against Ralph. People started turning against him and saying, it's unprofessional. You shouldn't be operating this way. But hold on a second. You was asking for transparency from the last manager, from the players. Now you're getting transparency. That's a prop. People don't know what they want. They don't know what they want.
That's facts. I enjoyed Ralph Ragnick. Was he a top level coach? No. But was he real? And was he not given the opportunity to do what he was actually best at? He's good at building football clubs from the ground up. He is actual football manager.
You see what CM said? I am stinky. King. That was Ralph. Ralph was stink as a manager.
He wasn't a good coach. Yeah, I agree with you. He's not a good coach, but I mean, he was smart enough to see that we needed open heart surgery, and they effed him off before we could even get the chance to see him do what he was good at.
Yeah, you know what though? The players he told the club to sign, actually, bro, Alvarez, bro. This Alvarez guy is actually about. He ain't about to touch pitch, fam. He ain't about, and the funny thing is, they're not gonna sell him to us, and like 2 years
Every
from
time
now.
every time he played, he did a mad thing, right? Every time he played for them.
I know that's the thing. He can, but he should have one should have went to City and one should have came to United. But because our board is so useless, they're
Mm-hmm.
useless and not united.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, man, like useless. Yeah, big up yourself, man. Nah. But to be honest, yeah, United needed, brother. As I said earlier off stream, it's like the Glazers hire someone. Well, brother, they don't really hire no one. They just tell people, yo, get someone else in, fam. And the people who they have in charge hire someone, right? They get someone else in charge, and basically their plan is like, yo, I know you ain't Jesus, yeah, but can you like turn water into wine, yeah? Can you like what about if you can win us the Champions League or the Premier League?
Um,
But without me spending a lot of money and I'm making a lot of money. How can you
I
do that
think
for us?
I
Can't.
think the Glazers are mentally challenged
What are you saying?
because
They have disabilities, yeah?
because you cannot be a business person and want to make money in sports, but don't understand the more you win it, the more endorsement comes in. Because nobody. How are you gonna advertise my product if you stink? You ain't winning nothing. Man
Mm-hmm.
City's winning and they don't get endorsement because they don't have what United have. Like the Glazers don't know what. I mean, they obviously do know what they have because it's fuel in their pocket, and we want them out. But they don't even understand how much more they could be making if they just prioritize winning instead of prioritizing money. Like you just prioritize winning, get the right people, and stop with this dictatorship thing. Just give a right director of football. Like let me not
Unlike
stop
Campos.
because
Well, you know what the thing is, though? I know what you're saying there, but if they win, they make more money. But when you win, you have to spend more money as well. That's
That's
the
what I was going to
problem,
say.
bro. That's their
Mm-hmm.
problem, Chino. They know if they win, obviously you make more money, but you spend more money. And trust me,
Mm-hmm.
the money you get for winning the Champions League and all that ain't really worth it, big man. It
Yeah,
ain't really worth it, fam. I
that's
mean,
what I was
obviously
going to
you
say.
want to win. You want to win the trophy, but the money aspect of it, people keep thinking it's bare money. Yeah, it's some bullshit, bro. You
The
almost
way
win the same amount of money for getting promoted from the championship. Think about that. Let that sink in.
That's crazy. The thing about it is they're trying to find that sweet spot where they don't have to invest, but money still keeps coming in, and that's top four. That's the problem with
I don't
everything.
know, Nick.
The amount of money that they have to put into the the stadium, into the training ground, into everything to get us on that level, because City has raised the levels. The levels are now higher. To get to a point where you're consistently winning, you're gonna have to spend $1 billion. They don't want to spend $1 billion. They want to milk the cow until it's completely dead. So I'm not going to go spend $1 billion to come 1 point behind Manchester City. Like, look at how Liverpool have done the last 4 out of the 5 years. They've been running. They have what? One FA Cup, one EFL Cup, one Champions League, and one Premier League. You know how much money they spent, energy, time they spent. The Glazers are not willing to do that. They just want to get top four.
Yeah, because all right, top four, the money is not the same as winning the Champions League, obviously, but you get that money, and every endorsement and big company they want to see your team on the world stage, which is the Champions League, to give you that extra brand revenue and all that sponsors and all that. And these man know that. So if they could stay in the top four position, continuous flow of money, continuous sponsorship, continuous all this extra bullshit, and they don't have to spend much. Obviously, they don't really spend money. They don't spend money from their pocket anyway. Let's get that out there. They don't spend money from their pocket anyway. The club generates their own money. That's what they spend. They don't spend nothing from their pocket. These men are frauds, fam.
enough with this Glazer talk. Y'all think the show have 5 minutes? Y'all think this show about to finish and we don't talk about Martial? You got me bent.
2
You
goals,
got me
man.
bent.
Two.
Yes,
You'd love
brother,
to see
fam.
it. Love to see it.
Go on,
I'm a
man. Go
huge
on, man.
Martial
Take
fan.
over, fam. Talk about Martial, bro. Go on.
Listen,
Go ahead.
Anthony Martial is gonna be the best player in the world in 6 months. Hey, listen, hey, big up Super Nick. Welcome, Super Nick, to Martial FC. You
This
feel
guy,
me?
this guy.
Listen, no. Let's all right. Let me be serious though. See, Martial though, man. The club really need to protect this guy body, and help him. They need to keep this guy fit, man. And this guy is going to be he is going to be the make or break of our season, bro. If he cause 10, obviously there's a reason the manager loves him. There's a reason the manager wants him to play. The manager knows the system, obviously, because it's his system, and the manager know what personnel he wants in the system, and that is the perfect guy for the manager system. It's like when Thanos get the gauntlet, and he drops a stone in there.
Power
That's
up, yeah. You get a little extra power boost, yeah.
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 You know what I'm saying? Martial is one of the stones in the gauntlet. The gauntlet
The
need a
Tony
few more
Stone. The,
stones.
the
Oh,
Tony
this
Stone.
guy, fam. Man said one of the stone.
The Tony Stone.
Yeah,
Yo, this
you
guy
know.
Cheeto is a crackhead, fam. He said one of the
No,
stone.
listen.
All right, go on. Let me hear this.
Another stone is gonna be the goalkeeper playing out from the back,
All right,
and
so
then another stone is gonna be the guy from Barcelona that he been crying about,
Mm.
a progressor. You feel me? And a few more stones, and then the gauntlet will be fully. You know what I'm saying? Snap the finger, and we just taking over. But yeah, now we need to protect this guy fitness, man.
mm,
We need to keep him fit. And Brush, I see you in the chat, bruv. Shut your mouth, bruv. I told you, King Martial. He passed your King Eric, and goals for Man United. But we haven't heard nothing about it this week. Why? Because it's Martial. Make it was
Mm.
some Englishman pass up
Mm.
King Eric, and you would hear a lot about it. But yeah, Brush, when you talk about Martial, put some respect on his name. King Martial. That's all I
Amen.
gotta say. You man can have your say.
Brush to
yo,
your
this
point.
guy, fam.
Nah.
Man said a stone in the gut in the gutlet, Flipping
Yeah.
hell.
To your point, Brush, what I think, everybody's on Sancho's back. Watch Sancho's form turnaround if we get Martial on the pitch. He's the glue up front. I,
Combinations, bro.
it's about the combinations. You can't ask Jaden Sancho to beat a man one on one. That's not his game. But if you ask Sancho to get on the same wavelength as Tony,
Leave that up there, realist.
watch them ping the ball back and forth between each other. Watch the link up. I agree with you. I'm a huge fan of Martial. Watch Sancho's form improve. Watch everybody in the attack
Bro,
improve.
the guy improved everybody, bro. He improved realists know this too, even though realists have his Bruno agendas. Martial on the pitch improved that guy.
Glue.
Martial improved everyone around him. He makes them look
Bro,
better.
the
And
problem is, though, that guy need to stay away from Gal, fam. Because he won't be fit, fam.
fam, sometimes they need to be ramins.
Bro,
You
but
feel
you need to
me?
stop ramming, fam, because the ramming is getting him injured, fam. That
No,
shit's not good for
no,
this
really.
fella,
You know
fam.
what it is, bro. I don't know if you weren't in the Discord when I went on the rant. It was Brush and Tariq. You know what it is, bro. The Man United, bro. Come back to the Glazers, bro. Our infrastructure at Carrollton is horrible, bro.
Mm-hmm.
It's horrible. Modern day medicine and modern day physical training has evolved, bro. And Man
Mm-hmm.
United have not evolved. When I use the example with Tariq, because he's a Golden State Warriors fan. When the Warriors, people think the Warriors were bad under Mark Jackson. The Warriors were always good. They were always good. What's the name? The problem was Steph Curry when it comes to the playoff, the guy was
Was
getting hurt. He was
yeah.
out. And when Steve Kerr came in, Steph Curry had just gotten a surgery and got a new ankle. And what Steve Kerr done was fired the medical department, everyone that was there, and bring in new medical people.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what need to happen at Man United.
We need new medical people. Carrington. We need better infrastructure, better equipment. Ronaldo came in and was like, bruv,
It's the same stuff.
these equipment is not like good.
Yeah.
Like this the same equipment I was using when I was here 15 years ago.
Yeah.
Like you can't that cannot happen. These guys, and then it's not just Martial. The problem is Rashford too. But Rashford plays through his injuries. Tony
Hmm.
just can't. I don't know why he doesn't. But Rashford plays through his injuries and run himself wreck because Rashford is 24. A 24-year-old should be getting faster, but Rashford is losing a yard of
Slower.
pace,
Hmm.
getting slower. How, bro? He's 24. Like this shouldn't be happening,
You
bro.
see, it's
The
about how those players going into your point is about how they're managed. Because you
Hmm.
mentioned Steph Curry. Look at the way Steve Kerr treats him in terms of the minutes that he plays in a regular season.
Hmm.
He's not a guy who's gonna even Giannis for the Bucks. Look at the amount of minutes he plays in the game. It's all about protecting and preserving your players so that when it gets to the most important of times, they're available. We saw in the previous regimes, players were run down until they couldn't give anything, literally nothing. They were empty. They were on E. They couldn't get to the gas station, even though it was right round the corner. They were struggling, crawling on all fours. So,
Hmm.
like you said, the staff we have, the coaches, they need to find a comfortable way of how to rotate guys in and out of the team so that everybody's fit and everybody's happy.
Call a spade, CM. The previous manager, the previous regime broke Rashford's back and made it so Martial, to what he said, could not accelerate. And that's the basis of
Mm-hmm.
his game. I think it's a cultural difference. I think culturally, English players, it's a badge of honor to run through a brick wall, play hurt. That may not be the case over there with Tony. Different culture, different mentality. But it's just like the previous regime destroyed both of their bodies. And to Chino's point, we got the same Carrington from 15 years ago that Ronaldo left. So if we're going to destroy their bodies, we better have the facilities to put them in hyperbolic, you know what I mean, chambers and have them come
yeah,
back to
exactly.
life.
That's what we need. That's what these new infrastructures, these new football
Yeah,
stadium, these new basketball teams. That's what they're
hmm,
bringing in their stadium.
yeah,
Guys, like Man United players are still going into a freaking pool together for a high spot, bro.
yeah.
Bro, team have a whole thing set up now, singular ice spot, and then from there into
Everybody.
the chambers, bro.
Hmm.
Chambers for at least 10 players can do chambers at once, bro, and
Hmm.
take turns. Like that's the club need, bro. The Glazers. They gotta go. It's time to go.
Because that's the
Mm-hmm.
that's the winning that we're talking about. You had like that's the you don't see that stuff on the pitch. The winning that we're talking about, where we need to be as a club, we're talking about putting in a whole new facility at Carrington. Look at what Leicester did. We bought their scraps and they turned it into a whole new facility. But we still had our ice bath machine is broken apparently.
And
We
bro, bro. We a big game at Man United. The canteen running out of food, bro. Like what is going on?
Bro,
Like what, bro?
Man United is like McDonald's and their McFlurry's
the ice
machines,
cream
bro.
machine don't
They
ever
ain't
work,
working.
fam.
Bro,
You know
and
it's broke.
everything. Oh, that's funny, bro. Everything it's a slippery slope, bro. Everything. The
Hmm.
canteen ladies, the food gotta be right. The man them eating the meal plan. The kit ladies, the kit gotta be clean. Man can't be picking up their shirt with stain in their shirt or doodle stain in their pants. Yeah, like the cleaning people, like everything. We need new equipments, new stop painting over the cracks with paint and stuff. We need to knock a few things down and build new stuff, man. This is this is modern day, bro. Man United feel like technology is evolving and Man United is gonna be left, bro, in
Hmm.
the dirt, bro.
Yeah.
Like soon you're gonna see every other Premier League club with a what's the name? The you know when the line the fourth official hold up the thing to make the change.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna see those are gonna be like what you call those things, the flying things,
On the drones.
drones. Those gonna be like drones holding up themselves, and Man
Mm-hmm.
United gonna still have four officials holding up theirs, bro. They're gonna be left behind with technology, bro. Like we need to evolve, bro. These players need these stuff, bro. The like the injury thing, bro. Patrice Evra was allergic to egg, bro. And man spent how many years at United eating eggs? This guy got
Mm-hmm.
hit with his internet.
Yo,
And
Chino, you
when
see this nonsense here? You man need to talk about your internet thing affecting me, fam. What go on, bro?
bro,
I'm like,
nobody
wait.
affects you.
I'm out here chatting, and I'm like, why this shit ain't moving, fam? What's going on?
Yeah,
Internet gone.
I'm
Go ahead.
telling you. And then look at the most recent one. Lukaku, stomach virus, stomach
Mm-hmm.
something in the stomach. Man went to Inter Milan and they figured that out in his first
Month, I think. Wheat
yeah,
allergy or something like that, right? He has a wheat allergen.
yeah. And like the Man United, we need new doctors, bro. We
Mm-hmm.
need new doctors and new equipments.
You remember how big Lukaku got when he got here?
Mhm.
And that just speaks to it more. Because remember Lukaku at Everton, he was pace and power. He was like a B Tech Erling Haaland. Didn't have the tech, didn't have the skill, but when you put the body together, like on create a player, you're like, whoa. He gets to Manchester United. I think he bulks up for the World Cup, and now he can't run. He's stiff, and it shows. He has an allergen. What's wrong with this dude? You don't have him on a nutritional plan. Eric Ten Hag is the first coach to come in, if I'm not mistaken, to demand a nutritional plan for all of his players. You're not getting into my team if you aren't on this specific nutritional plan.
Yeah.
And we're just behind.
And speaking of nutritional plan, I haven't seen the Luke Shaw lover. Is this guy frozen again? I haven't
Who?
seen.
No, we got.
I haven't seen the Luke Shaw lovers lately because I
Oh, they're
thought he
back.
had a.
They're back. They're back. They
No,
said
no,
get
no, no. I
Marcia,
thought he had a body. Well,
Malacia.
they
Oh.
ain't talking about his body because I thought his body was stocky and blah blah blah. But how can he slim down and look like Slim Jimmy? Huh?
Mhm.
Yeah, all of a sudden he can slim down and look like Slim Jimmy and his body is not his body type no more.
He's
Yeah,
finally
bro.
being asked to be a professional athlete. That's all it is. He's finally being asked to be a professional athlete. Your body is your temple. It's your craft. He was taking takeout. He was doing Chinese takeout years ago.
Let
Like,
me ask
come
you
on,
this
bro.
here before we dip here, because this is a question asked by Bobby earlier on. What's your thoughts on this?
That's a deep question, you know,
Yo. Ooh.
because
I don't like either decisions, fam.
Yeah.
me too. Because
Yeah.
I don't like either, fam.
you look at Murdoch and the kind of things he's been involved on over the years with the Premier League and stuff like that, and obviously trying to take over Manchester United.
That's a tough one. That's a tough one. I don't know. It's like the lesser of two evils. Like, do I have to pick?
It's mad, bro. I mean, it's just a question came in from Bobby though, and I stored it there. I said I have to ask this before we end it.
It's like Trump versus Hillary, man.
Bro, it's like cutting your wrist off or cutting your whole arm off, fam.
Yeah. What you want to lose? Your vision or your hearing?
It's not looking good, bro.
I'd rather lose my hearing, to be honest.
I mean, if I lose my hearing,
I can't listen to music no more. I don't know. That's tough.
The man, nah, I'd rather lose my hearing. The man them know why I say that, because my vision, I need to be seeing.
this guy's a fraud, fam.
Be sending the man them in the group chat.
No. I stored that one there, Bobby. I stored that one because I'm like, yo, we need to get back to this. And I think that question is a sticky one still. I don't want either, fam. I can't lie, I don't want either, fam.
But we have to pick one. And you know what?
I'll
stick with
check.
the Glazers because they back Martial.
Nah.
You're
shameless,
Get him
bro.
out. Get him out, fam. Get that guy out, fam. Nah. Get that guy out, fam.
No, that was shameless. No, that was
I
shameless,
said the
Chino.
backlash, yeah, you know.
They did the fax machine on Martial. It's true. It's true. That's crazy.
Mm.
I
You
don't. I
know,
don't.
Brush gets an interesting point there, though. We would have been probably in a much better position if we had murder. I'm not gonna lie. But the
Yeah.
thing is, it was more so the people around that just didn't want. You know, for the other clubs, it would have been a sticky situation. Obviously, Mority and all that stuff there. It's too much conflict of interest.
Maybe I don't know. Maybe something wrong with me, but
Nah. You see this here, yeah? You see this here, Bobby. I know what you want. You want Spurs to win the Champions League or the Premier. You just want Spurs to win anything. Nah, burn that, fam. Y'all ain't getting none. Stay with Levy and his tight ass over there, fam. Y'all ain't shit.
Whoa, how you know leave your ass is tight, big
And
man?
about at this point in time, people, this is where we shout out everyone here. See, I'm telling you where to find you still. My brother, my co-host. You know.
Nah,
Tell them where to find you,
nah.
G.
Pause.
Listen,
Nah,
big up.
really, you deserve a hefty pause, big man.
Oh, man, we got Realist Chino, King, everybody in the chat today, man. Make sure you go drop a like, subscribe to Realist United over here, follow on Twitch as well, all socials. You can find me at CM22ENT on Twitch, YouTube, all socials, man.
Yeah, my guy, King. What you saying?
big up everybody. Thanks for having me again, Realist. Big up CM. Big up
Bro,
Chino.
bro.
Make sure you follow the realist ones out here, man. Make sure you follow Realist United. Make sure you follow CM22ENT up the jerk pan every time. You can find me nomadically on channels like this. Content coming soon for myself, but until then, you can find me nomadically on channels such as this. You can see me in the comments on CM's channels. You see me on United View from time to time. Just love for having me. Thank you once again. Bless up
Love
everybody
my
in the
guy.
comments.
Love my guy. But before we leave, you still need to drop one of those quotes for us, though. Before we leave, though.
I got you. I got one
Yeah.
pulled up.
What you saying, Chino?
Yeah, man. Big up everyone. Big up the chat, man. Big up everyone for interacting with us. Shout out to Super Nick, man. Brush, Bobby, Paul, Kemp, everyone in the chat. Paxton, even that McTamna lover guy. Big up to that guy. Big up CM, man. Shout out to CM. Yeah, I know CM be on Twitch, CM22 Entertainment, ENT
Yes,
on all
bro.
platform. Would be in the chat, you know what I'm saying? Jerkpan FC. Yeah, shout out to Pros Only, shout out to Realist, shout out to Eagle
Love my
Eye,
guy.
man. Shout out to Tariq's Talk. Big up all the man them. You can catch me on any one of their channel in their chats. Yeah, content's coming soon too, man. By December, the channel will be up and running. I'll make Realist and CM drop the link.
Yo, Chino, you
Yeah, I
might have to
could,
deal with this guy here, you know.
you know. Oh yeah, shout out to Crab too, man.
Nah,
He,
not when he say stuff like that. Nah, burn him, fam.
yeah, nah, he know what he want, bro. They love it. Rival love when my guy is injured because they know he makes a stick, bro. They know, but Crab, you're moving like David Lee, bro. You're moving a little bit racist, fam.
Yo, drop the codes there, King. Drop the code, fam. Let's bust it.
I got you. I got you. This is the one I was going to use yesterday, but I got sin binned off KG's joint because he had that hair. Malcolm X said, "There is no better than adversity. Every defeat, every heartbreak, every loss contains its own seed, its own lesson on how to improve your performance the next time." Manchester United need to take this to heart. It's about the mentality of these players. They refuse to take that seed that comes in failure and turn it into a tree of prosperity and success because they rather point fingers. It ain't my fault, it's these lot. It ain't my fault, it's him. Enough of that. Look in yourself, find that seed in failure, and turn it to success.
Yeah,
Yo,
that's the big up, man. Love
big up,
that.
man.
Oh,
Yo,
man.
people, catch y'all on the next one, yeah? Every Tuesday.
Yeah,
Yeah?
and people, David Lee, I know you lurking in the dark, bro. I'ma slap you up, fam. Don't ever disrespect Super Nick. You're gonna get a beating from me when I come to the UK. You old man. I can't wait to catch you in these streets. I'ma fuck your shit up, motherfucker. I'm out.